Hi, Nick.
Hi, Maddie.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm goodish. I'm fine.
Goodish.
Yeah. I feel like...
Let's delve into the bad bits.
No, well, I feel like in the past 2 weeks there was Red, Taylor's version, and
Oh my
then
God, yes.
Adele 30 on Friday.
Stop it.
So I'm like, every time I'm alone, I'm like reenacting like a super dramatic music video in my head, and
Iconic.
I'm like longingly looking out the window, waiting for my husband to come home from the war.
Lol.
So like, that's their fault.
Exclusively.
Exclusively. You know?
The mental illness has nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with that. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about both of them later.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have so many opinions.
So many.
So many.
So many.
How are you?
Because it's been a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. How are you?
Yeah. I mean, should we talk about the bad part about my week? I'm happy to, but it's also a lot.
Are you sure you want to? I don't think you don't owe the listeners anything.
Yeah. But I'm also happy to talk about it. But okay, I had a really bad week. We'll just leave it. We can leave it at that.
Okay, well, I have 2 elephant in the rooms this week. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. My first one is me
Baby
being
elephant.
a shitty friend.
Why?
Because we were meant to record at 11 a.m. It's now 2:30.
Okay. I don't feel like it's fair for you to take responsibility for that because I texted at 9:30 being like, I can't do 11. So.
Yeah, but then in that, you texted that and then I was like, okay, dope, I'll go on my phone. So I went on my phone, but then I passed out and didn't wake
Not
up.
in a dramatic way, just in a I'm going to sleep now way.
I mean, it was pretty dramatic. No, I passed out for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then it was like 12:30.
Yeah, I think it might have been longer than an hour and a half. I think it was a bit closer to 3 hours.
It's not 3 hours. You would have texted me.
I texted you at 9:30.
You texted me at 10. Anyway, I had cleaning to do. So then I woke up and I had to go for a shower and do some cleaning. And then I came over. So we got there eventually.
We did, and he brought me McDonald's, so more than made up for it.
I know, but it's like the thing I hate most about myself is how I think it's wishful thinking because I'm like, I can fit all of this stuff that I need to do into an hour. And no, I can't, but I think I can.
Iconic.
And it's wishful thinking. And then I'm late and I piss everyone off and I piss me off. And that's not fun.
You didn't piss me off, so don't worry.
Wow, you sound like you're really pissed off.
I feel like I used to always be on time / early, but since I opened the business, I am late everywhere. Minimum 10 minutes I'm late, sometimes half an hour, because I just get caught up doing work and I don't realize. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Next minute, time's flown by and I'm like, fuck.
Are we in 2012 again? Did you just say neck minute?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you haven't heard me say that. I say it all the time. It's terrible. And every time I say it, I'm like, wow.
I don't
really, Maddie?
You've actually said that since 2012. Surely.
No, I say it all the time.
Wow.
And I say it around really weird crowds too. It's like people who are 50 plus, and it's like not only do they probably not understand the joke, it's also 10 years old anyway. So
No, well, they'll either not know at all what you're talking about, or they'll be like, wow, that is so funny and so relevant. I remember that video.
Yeah, it's true. It does usually get a few laughs. I'm not going to lie.
Wig. And my other elephant in the room this week is that we didn't post last week.
No. That was also Nicholas's fault.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't remember. No, it wasn't your fault. That was actually my fault. I was really busy and we were
that's right. And we were both like, yeah, but I also can't really be bothered, so let's just not do it.
Yeah, well, what actually, this is kind of funny because I've been thinking about it for 3 days afterwards, was on Sunday, we were like, okay, we're not going to do it today. Let's just wait and see how it goes on Monday because I had a really busy day and knew I wouldn't be ready until 5 or 6 p.m. And we were like, okay, we'll play by ear. We'll see how we go. And then neither of us texted each other.
Until Wednesday.
Yeah, it was 3 days later. And then we were just like, oh my God, isn't this article so funny? And that was it. Just never spoken of again.
Iconic. I mean, I just assumed that if we didn't message it was because
we didn't want to do it.
Felt like it.
I mean, same.
And I think you didn't finish work till 5 p.m. plus. And I was out at that point. So I was like, well, it's not going to work anyway.
It's not going to work. Yeah.
Both be tired.
Exactly.
No fun. But then that's not the elephant in the room.
Oh.
No. It's just an element of the elephant in the room.
Right.
It's an element of the element. The real elephant in the room, based on top of that, is that I've literally not posted anything on Instagram in 2 weeks. Because the first time it was a full week, and then we went to record the new one and we didn't record it. And I was like, I should really post something. And then it just kept going, and I was like, well, at this point, it's too late. I need to have something to actually, like, post.
Say.
But then it just kept going and snowballing. And now I've not posted in 2 weeks.
Again, I feel like you can't take 100% of the responsibility for that because it's not like I do it. I don't even have the login for it anymore.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Well, that's a lie.
God.
I do have the login, but I can't get in without you authenticating it, and then that's just way too much effort. So.
Gross. No, but like that's my responsibility. We know that. But
well,
I'm like, because it's like I have to get around to listening to the episode in full. Like, because when I edit it, I listen to most of it, probably, but in bits and pieces in non-chronological order. So I have to listen to it in order for the full thing and, like, take note of the timestamps when I think the good preview would be, right?
Right.
And I usually do that on a Friday because I listen to it when I'm at work.
Fair.
And we post on a Wednesday, but then I just didn't get around to it, and then it just kept snowballing. And then we didn't record, so there was no new stuff to post, and then it just kept going and going. So
that's all reasonable.
Remedy to the situation is, should we record a quick 30-second video to post?
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I also just say, third elephant in the room is I have a frozen Coke with me, and I'm really sorry, but there's going to be me eating / drinking noises throughout the whole podcast today, and that's that.
It's true, and if you were curious, which I know everyone listening was curious, we did have a 5-minute conversation before it started about the prospect of
do you drink or eat?
Exactly.
A frozen
Do you
Coke?
crunch or sip?
Yeah. And just, I think it was just a general rant against frozen Cokes.
I have a big iced long bike, okay? Let me live.
True. It's fair. Anyway, okay, yeah. 30 seconds of what?
I don't know. We can say we're actually back in the studio recording an episode.
Okay. Are you going to make a funny joke? Because you know that responsibility can't fall to me.
Do you like this framing?
I do. It reminds me, have you seen those videos on TikTok of that guy who is the train hunter? And he has that really funny...
Yes. He is an icon. He is a legend.
I say.
He is the moment.
He really is.
Also, train hunter.
I just came up with a whole new profession.
A profession and a porn site.
Exactly. Perfect.
Speaking of...
Yeah.
I think I'm, like, ready to start...
Getting into porn?
No.
Yeah.
I'm ready to start writing our porn script.
Oh my God.
Wait, out of context, that sounds bad.
It does.
We really want to write a sitcom
based
in the production studio of a porn office.
Yes. As if we have ever been anywhere near one of those. We haven't.
Right. As if we've ever written a sitcom.
Although, well, I don't think that's our biggest hurdle. Personally.
See, I think the biggest hurdle will be writing like a workplace comedy without having like nudity and stuff.
I think we can have nudity.
I don't want nudity.
Why?
Because I feel like it's...
I mean, I don't think we're talking like graphic sex scenes or anything, but I think we're talking like...
No doy.
Like... really sexy lady in heels, completely naked, walks by and says, "Good morning." Like, part of the office porn vibe.
That would be okay, wait. If anyone listening to this eventually watches our show when it's eventually made in like a year, 2 years maybe.
That's such a quick turnaround.
Okay, get this. So we're in Australia.
Okay.
Assuming we have 6 half-hour episodes of a sitcom.
Okay.
All the first 5 episodes.
Okay.
There's like no nudity.
Okay.
There's like the moaning of the sex and stuff and whatever, but there's no nudity.
Right.
And then in the final episode, a sexy naked woman in heels just walks past the screen. And I was like, hey.
Iconic.
And I was like, hey.
Wait, is this going to be like the office vibe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I
like
feel like
the officey, like...
Yep, perfect.
Classic sitcom. I've been rewatching the IT Crowd, and I'm like, this is making me want to go and do that.
Oh, I see.
Because it's set in the IT office of a big company.
Love it.
Yeah. Great show. 11 out of 10 would rec. Anyway, let's record that video that we were talking about 20 seconds ago. I don't know how to... Yeet. I don't see. I'm not good at like...
That's fine.
How do you even...
How about I get in a little more and make it a bit easier? I don't know what... Hi!
Big me energy to just start. We're recording an episode live right now.
We sure are live.
Loosely. I'm using the term live loosely. And we just wanted to post a little video to say that we are alive.
Yes, still creating.
We apologize for not posting in 2 weeks.
Do we?
On Instagram.
Well.
We only missed one episode of the pod, which is fine. Everything's fine. It just means we have a lot to catch up on now.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa, two albums, Taylor and Adele.
2 albums?
2 albums.
2 albums.
Well.
Stunning. We're really good at marketing.
I agree. Totally.
I'm glad we're on the same boat.
That wasn't at all chaotic and influenced by a sugar high from the frozen Coke.
Do you want to talk about Red? Did you listen to any of Red Taylor's version?
Obviously, I listened to it.
All of it?
Yeah. Well...
It goes for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
When we say all of it...
You mean all the new songs?
No, I mean all of them but the new songs.
What?
I don't have the patience or energy or time to be learning new songs.
This is fair.
So I just listened to all the ones that I already knew and I loved them.
Yeah, I think it's so fun. I thought the same about Fearless, but it's really fun kind of hearing her kind of revisit the country genre.
It's true.
Even if it's less so in Red, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting seeing her as a full-fledged pop star kind of going back to that.
I thought it was interesting because I felt like Red was the first, 1989 was her first actual just pop album, but Red was the first time she really had those like...
Pop songs.
Yeah, like We Are Never Getting Back Together, and I Know You Were Trouble. They had like really big bassy beats, so it's interesting
and then
to
also
hear that.
A lot of the ballads weren't country, they were just ballads.
Yeah.
But it was also the first to be like technically classified as pop.
Love that. Love that. Definitely.
But like obviously there's still country influences and stuff. But
yeah.
No, I really love it. And it hits a lot harder when you're
Does it?
The ages she's talking about in the music.
That's really fair.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Because back 10 years ago, I was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
I was probably 13. I remember when We Are Never Getting Back Together came out because it was the first single from the album.
I remember when that came out too. I would not have thought that I was only, what am I now, 24, 13 or 14?
Oh, I'm 23. I'm not 22. Time doesn't exist.
Mood.
I just really was feeling the 22 vibes, okay? No, I'm 23, so I was 13, turning 14, and you were nearly 14.
Yeah, I mean, did it come out this time that year?
Yeah.
Well, then yes.
Almost to the date.
Well, then yes.
Wig.
Wig.
I say it hits a lot harder now, and also just like knowing the context of a lot of the songs and stuff.
Yeah, for
also,
sure. I mean, Jake, we are coming for you.
This is true. I am shook that he hasn't even like posted great album or anything. Like, you know, self-aware.
Yeah, I honestly don't think he spends that much time on the internet. I'm not going to lie. I feel like he's one of those people that just lives in complete seclusion up until he has to do promo for a film and then he's like, okay, all right. Yeah. I guess I'll come out into the wide world. Because he gives off like a really like manic energy of the kind of person who spends a chronic amount of time alone.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, well, wait. What was your favorite re-recorded song? Like, was there any song that you think kind of changed your opinion on it or you thought was elevated?
I don't know if I would say elevated. I mean, obviously the 10-minute All Too Well was fucking incredible.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother conversation. I mean, from the original songs.
Well, I don't think that there was too many... The song that I noticed the biggest changes on, keeping in mind that there's probably 3 or 4 songs from the original album that I don't know very well at all. was the last time, the one with Gary Lightbody featured.
His voice
on
sounds drastically different.
It does, but the actual like melody of the guitar that they're playing in the background is completely different.
It's a bit more
It had like a more
not upbeat. Not upbeat's not the word I'm trying to think of, but it's similar. Like
yeah, it had like a. They did a lot of variation on just like the chords that were in there originally. It was kind of like a more of like a twinkling type of, I don't know how to describe it because I don't play guitar, but
dancing like women in starlight.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought that one personally, I was like, wow, this is the one that's the most drastically different from the original.
False.
Well, what one do you think is the most drastically different?
Girl at Home.
See, I don't know that song.
It went from a ballad to a pop 80s song.
Iconic. Yeah, no, I don't even know the original.
Oh my God.
So
it's really good.
I did say keep in mind.
Don't look at me, you got a girl at home and everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
I'm at the point with my straw, my paper straw where it's falling apart.
Rip to your straw.
Okay.
Now just fold it in half and use it as a fork. Anyway, what was the other one you thought was pretty different?
No, that was the one.
Oh, you said there was two. Whatever.
Did I?
I
didn't.
I thought the two most different were probably Girl at Home, obviously, and then I think actually, the last time changed a fair amount, and I actually think Everything Has Changed also did. I think Everything Has Changed.
It's unpleasant to drink out of this straw now. Wait, I'll turn it upside down. Sorry, keep going.
Everything Has Changed with Ed Sheeran, I think also kind of, I don't know if it got faster or if the tempo was a bit more upbeat. Either way, it was one of them, and I enjoy both immensely.
I found it, I forgot how many featuring artists she had on Red.
Yeah.
And when the new album came out and I looked over and they were still on it, I was like, that's so nice that they re-recorded with her.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It is. And Ed Sheeran recorded an entirely new one too.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it.
Oh, it's called Run. It's pretty good. Yeah.
There was only one song because I mean, obviously I just put the album on shuffle, and then whenever one I didn't just know, I would just skip.
You're a psychopath.
But there was one.
Who listens to an album?
Me.
In a complete wrong order.
I don't think I've ever in my entire life listened to an album
the artist
the way through.
Chooses the order.
Yeah, I don't
to
care.
tell a story.
I can't tell what the story is, so I don't care. I'm an idiot.
I think you're going to get sued by every singer ever.
Classic Madison.
Classic Madison.
What's the one song that I actually liked? It was a new one. Okay,
Nothing
when I
new?
say actually liked, I mean it caught me enough in the first 2 seconds for me to be like, okay, I'll listen to this through and add it to my playlist.
Nothing new. I bet you think about me.
No, The Very First Night.
Very first night. Okay.
It was a bit of a bop.
Is that the one that's more poppy?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one I don't love from the new stuff is probably Babe. Promises. You know?
That was really aggressive.
That's how it is. Anyway, no, back to my original thing of which songs changed. I think We Are Never Getting Back Together didn't change a huge amount, but the chorus, I think the we got a lot more high-pitched.
Interesting.
Listen to it, and I think you'll agree.
I might agree. See, I thought there was a couple of songs on there. Yeah, that one and I Knew You Were Trouble that, like, the original versions were super bassy. They were, like, very electro, like, whatever. And I feel like they did do, again, keeping in mind, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I feel like they did keep that kind of vibe. But I also felt like it was it sounded to me like it was from an actual bass guitar rather than like an electronic bass line or whatever. It sounded like it was recorded in a home studio is what I feel like. The vibe of the album was recorded in a home studio. That's not to say it sounds unprofessional, but it sounds, it's one.
Like she relied less on like EDM.
Yeah. Like it was more just like a home vibe. She's like, I'm doing what I want in my own studio. I'm making it come together. I'm not going to have all of these stupid producers doing what they think they need to do.
See, I think most of the songs sounded identical with just more mature vocals. But then I will agree that the like songs, the more pop songs with more electronic music in it, is like they do try to scale it back to more.
Yeah, they did.
Instrumental.
Definitely.
But I think that it works for them, and I think that I knew you
totally.
were trouble. I was shooketh because when it does the scream.
No.
I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
Oh, yeah. I knew you.
I didn't want to do that, but yeah. That, I think that's more tame in the Taylor's version.
Interesting.
Like, it's not as deck you outside the face.
I'm not going to lie. I actually haven't really listened to those ones so much. I've definitely been leaning more towards the super sad ballady type of I've been vibing with Treacherous. Even Red, I've been vibing with. I didn't really like. Not that
Treacherous
I didn't like it
me.
on the original one, but I didn't listen to it that much.
I love Red.
The Lucky One. Yeah, I love it now.
Loving him was blue like I've never known. I don't actually know the words properly.
Me either.
I just guessed them.
The Lucky One. I fucking love that song. I loved the original.
So I see the Lucky One's one of the ones that I didn't originally really get into. But Treacherous, that kills me.
Same. Begin Again. Love that
Begin
song.
Again, State of Grace.
I Almost Do.
I Almost Do is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's just some really fucking good ballads, hey?
There really is. Wig.
But if they're the ones, if you like the ballads and stuff, you'll like pretty much every one of the new songs from the Vault songs. Specifically, Nothing New featuring Phoebe Bridgers is fucking phenomenal. It's so good. It's like Thorigoyen.
I don't know.
And it's also a really interesting perspective for a song because it's like, well, not perspective, but like plot, narrative, whatever. It's basically like me guessing would be the Jake Gyllenhaal relationship. And it's like as I grow from 19 to 22, which is the span of between albums, whatever, will you grow tired and sick of me because I'm not anything new now? Like, I'm
interesting,
same old me.
Yeah.
Will I bore you? And it's just, I don't know, it feels really deep. And it's also just deep. Very good. I thought it was interesting that I Bet You Think About Me featuring Chris Stapleton. I think it was interesting to feature Chris Stapleton because he doesn't even have a verse or anything. He's just like backup vocals. Could have done without.
Dixie Chicks all over again.
Dixie Chicks all over again.
That was always so fucking funny to me.
Funny.
Imagine getting the fucking Dixie Chicks and they don't even
literally
sing.
It's iconic.
So funny.
Yeah, it's the same vibe as that. And it's like a country ballad. But imagine, like, out of all of the new songs, I didn't think that was one of the ones that she would pick for a music video. And she did. Directed by Blake Lively.
Oh, that's right. I did see that there was a music. I haven't watched it.
I only watched it yesterday.
Did see that there was a video.
It's a solid music video. Is it? Pretty. Oh. I'm not a fan of Miles Teller, though, so.
Is he in it?
Yeah.
Me either. He's the one with the kind of like.
He gives off.
Squished face. And he gives off really like, it's vibes. It's like really thin.
Whoop. Yeah.
And he gives off really like
douche vibes.
Yeah, like serial killer.
Kinda. But apparently, like, from all accounts of celebrity stuff, he's actually a dick in real life. But,
yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He was in the reboot of the Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah.
That was such a bad movie.
And Divergent.
That's right. Wow. No wonder.
Yeah. So not a fan of Miles Teller, but the music video was still pretty good. I think that's pretty much it. We need to now talk about All Too Well 10-minute version.
Can we just talk about Taylor Swift's TikTok account?
It's really good, hey.
Oh.
Do you not agree? I think she actually commits to doing the TikTok trends and stuff.
Really? See, I was going to say it just gives me such a vibe of a 40-year-old having no idea what's going on and just coming in and.
Really?
But maybe that might be the specific videos that I've seen, because the ones I've seen is all just her holding the phone up, looking into the camera, and it's really awkward, and it's
wild.
What's going on?
No, I only
here?
see the funny ones.
Oh, I don't see any funny ones.
Wild.
Maybe they are supposed to be funny and I'm just taking them too seriously. I don't know.
Well, we'll trade some TikToks after the show.
Okay.
No, All Too Well 10-minute version. Fucking phenomenal.
So good.
So good.
I have so many. Oh,
I was
so good.
so against it because I was like, I'll feel bad if I'm not listening to the 10-minute version, but I don't want to listen to a 10-minute song.
Right.
But then it came out and I was like, oh, I'm very happy to listen to the 10-minute version.
Yeah. I've listened, every time I get in the car, I put it on, even if my drive's only 2 minutes. Yeah. I'm like, well, maybe I can fit 10 minutes in a 2-minute drive. I
don't know. Yeah. The song, I'm just shook at the lyricism.
Yeah, truly.
Truly just a showcase of her lyrical genius.
Yeah, for sure. Which the original one was as well, to be fair. But this one just like hits even harder. I for some reason, I have no idea why, but I had it in my head that it was just going to be extra verses added on at the end. I didn't realize it was going to be actually like just extended versions, extended choruses. So I was really shocked when it was
and all like shuffled around.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So I was really, really shocked when when the first verse came on, and I was like,
"What?
What's going on? This isn't right." And then she swears the second sentence into the new verse, which was a lot.
And it's the only swear word in it.
Yeah, it's wild.
And like,
I'm not going to lie, I also don't really understand why that lyric is even in there. Like, I'm vibing with it. Fuck the patriarchy, but like, why?
Well, it's I'm fuck the patriarchy keychain.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
The guy has a fuck the patriarchy keychain.
Oh.
To show that he's a cool kid.
Feminist.
He's a cool kid. Remembering this came out in 2012, which was the height of the hipsters renaissance, which I think it was probably, quote unquote cool to be like, fuck the patriarchy back then.
It's still cool to fuck the patriarchy.
Yeah, but now it's like the norm.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like, yes, fuck the patriarchy, obviously. But back then I was like, I'm different.
I do know.
So yeah, I just don't think that it.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually feel like that verse is the one that doesn't fit in as seamlessly. Like, I think just because there's a bit of a change with the background music and the actual melody of the sentences that she's singing, whenever it comes on, I'm always like, whiplash. I get really confused for a second. Whereas all of the rest of them, I feel like fit in perfectly.
Interesting. I think that one does fit in. It's just the fuck is so jarring. Considering it's the only one in the 10-minute. Yeah. Like a 10-minute song. Yeah. It's kind of wild.
That's true. The last verse, I think, is my favorite. Like the extra bridge that she added in at the end.
Stonosha is your favorite lyric from that?
What?
What's your favorite lyric from the 10-minute version?
Okay.
Everyone's favorite is, he kept me like a secret and I kept him like an oath.
Interesting. I definitely would have thought from the TikTok reactions that it would have been, I'm not really good at telling jokes, but the punchline is, I'll get older, but your lovers stay the same age. Or something, however it goes. Yeah. But your lovers stay my age.
Yeah, that's my favorite line.
Interesting.
What's yours?
I don't know if I have to think on it more. The one that I really like, and I think it's not because of the actual words, but it's how she sings them, is how does it go?
Is it meant to be how you
glistening snow and fuck. No, hold on.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the one where it's her 21st birthday and she's waiting for him to come through the door and her dad's like, darling, it's supposed to be fun turning 21. Because it's very dramatic, which we stand. Stop, we're going to get sued.
You can just cut it out. I mean, 3.
Oh my God, you kept going for like another 10 seconds.
I didn't mean to. I was trying not to.
That's such a rebel.
No, I really like that. And
that's
and how it glistened as it fell bit, and then when she goes really down.
Yeah, it's transcendent.
Yes.
Does it not make you like?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I just like it because it's
on full volume in your car alone.
Yeah.
That would give me chills, and I would be like,
"Oh, for sure." Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, definitely. But I think just because it's that line and the other line that goes up. What is that? The crumbled piece of paper lying here. Mm-hmm. I feel like those two moments just like really break the tension of the song because the rest of it stays quite flat.
Interesting.
So like that moment when she goes really high and the moment when she goes really low was just like, this is so exciting.
Interesting. Yeah. I think the only flat part of the song is the outro. not the actual outro, but the fact that there's 20 seconds
so
of like almost silence.
Yeah.
On the end.
That's really fair. Same.
I don't think it needed that 20 seconds of silence.
No, it's really true.
But apart from that, the outro is beautiful. Okay, you need to watch in a king move, iconic move. She was on SNL over the weekend.
Okay.
And the musical guests are meant to get 2 5-minute slots to perform 2 songs.
Oh, that's right. She did the 10 minutes.
She did the 10-minute version.
Iconic.
She put it in one slot. And it was fucking phenomenal.
Was it?
Like, watching it, it's, like, engrossing.
Yeah.
You don't get bored at all.
Well, you don't get bored through the song, really.
Which is crazy.
I was listening to one of the Adele songs before. And this is I haven't really listened to the album fully yet. I've just been kind of, whenever I'm not listening to Taylor Swift, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll put one of the new songs on. And there's one of the songs on there, I think it's My Little Love.
Yeah.
Which goes for 6 or 7 minutes. And I got about 3 minutes in. I was like, is it almost over yet? Which is not to say that it's not a good song. I think it's just, I don't understand the emotion behind it because obviously I don't want children, don't like children, don't have children. So I was like, I get it, but I don't get it. So it's boring.
That's one of my least favorite ones on the album too.
Yeah.
If that makes you feel any better. But okay, then the short film, beautifully shot. Love it.
Yeah, that
Everyone
was a
great.
lot. Can I just want to quickly interject here and say I shooky that Sadie Sink is 19.
Right? I thought she was like 12.
Same. I would have put her at 14 for sure.
I know, and literally when she announced that him and her were going to be the cast,
yeah,
I was like, this is a bit inappropriate making a 30-year-old make out with a 16-year-old.
Right.
No, she's 19.
Yeah, that's whack.
Which, again, iconic move. To cast people the exact ages that she was.
Truly.
Yell on Hall.
How long did they date for?
3 months.
That's so funny.
But it was her first real love.
Yeah. No, I mean, for sure. It's just the way that, like,
it's so dramatic.
The songs are written about him. And
it's like, 3 years, not 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. And the way that Swifties talk about it too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, wow. He must have like cheated on her after a 4-year relationship.
Yeah.
It's like, no, none of that happened. I mean, to be fair.
Although, have you seen the theories that All Too Well is actually just about gaslighting?
Interesting.
Because she's constantly repeating, I was there, I remember it all too well. And it's like, he keeps telling her, no, that's not what happened, this is how it happened. You're wrong. She's like, no, I was there, I remember it. Perfectly.
Yeah, I feel like that's not what it's about, but I think that feeling is encapsulated in it because I feel like from watching the short video as well, that fight scene in the middle, which by the way was fucking phenomenal. It was so good. Yeah. Just for, like from the way their conversations were happening and she was being like, these are my feelings, this is what happened. And he's like, you're making such a big deal out of this, that didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I would say just from the feeling of the song and that was probably a hallmark of the relationship that she's talking about, whether that's with Jake or not. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Taylor Swift with red hair, 11 out of 10.
Truly.
Iconic.
Truly. I didn't press start play on the timer.
That's okay. We've talked about Taylor Swift for half an hour, as we should.
Perfect.
I mean, honestly though, if you're not like into us talking about Taylor Swift for half an hour, go and actually listen to the album.
Oh, I was going to say, what are you
and
here
tell
for?
us that you don't like it.
This is like the 7th time we've talked about Taylor Swift for half an hour.
That's because she's released like 7 albums in the past year.
And she's an iconic bitch.
She is an iconic bitch. Yeah, we stand. That's that on that.
It's just impossible to drink.
She's still talking about her
Yeah,
slushy.
sorry. I still want to drink it.
Crazy lady.
Yeah.
I have a theory that she's going to drop 1989 Taylor's version like a couple days before Christmas out of nowhere.
Interesting. I would love that for her. I was really hoping she was actually going to do it almost an almost simultaneous release because she released Wildest Dreams earlier in the year. I was like, maybe she's going to do them on the same day.
Oh, on the same day.
Or
see, I think within a month is like a lot.
That is a lot.
Considering the absolute press tour she went on for Red.
Yeah, that's true.
She was doing press all week.
Yeah,
which she didn't do Fearless.
I mean, everyone loved Fearless because of Love Story and stuff, but I feel like it wasn't.
I also don't think that there was a a draw card like the All Too Well 10-minute version.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I also think that's one of the reasons why she has skipped her first album is because it's like only the hardcore fans will know it. Right. You know, it's not something that's going to be breaking records like Red has.
Well, there's a theory that she's not even going to record a lot of 1989 and stuff and most of the other albums because the theory is that the goal isn't to re-record everything to own it. It's that she's trying to re-record all of the music that is licensed the most.
Right.
To lower the value of the original recordings.
Yeah.
Enough that they'll say, okay, finally, yes, you can buy your own masters.
Yeah, interesting. And
that's why when Wildest Dreams went viral on TikTok, she released that because that lowers the value of the original, obviously.
Yeah, that actually does make complete sense. It would also 100% explain why, A, there's so much hype about each album release that she's been doing, and B, why she's taking so long to release each one.
Yeah.
Because if it was just about owning them all, you'd think it'd be like, okay, dropping them all this month. Yeah. Listen to these instead. Yeah. But instead, it's been very much a build-up, and people are like, okay, this is a thing, this is happening, Red is coming, stop listening to the old album, everyone, we've got to listen to the new one. Exactly.
And I think she announced Red Taylor's version in like April.
Yeah, like it's been like a long time coming.
A long build up, and she didn't release any song from it.
Yeah, which was wild. Yeah.
I think that if she was going to release another one next, it would probably have to be Reputation on 1989.
I don't think she can do Reputation yet.
Until a few more years pass.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it might be 2022 actually, or 2023, which is closer than I thought it was. I remember when it first came out that she was saying that she was going to record her masters, which is probably a year ago.
Yeah.
Or so. Yeah, I remember reading that she couldn't do that yet. She couldn't do Reputation yet, and it would be a couple of years, but a couple of years would be next year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I think 1989 should be fine to re-record. I just really want 1989 Taylor's version.
Yeah, no, 1989 it's only Reputation.
And I'd be really interested to see, in retrospect, what she changes.
For
which songs she adjusts. Yeah. Because, like, it's so universally acclaimed. It's like, would she even change anything?
Exactly. I think that's why she must be going to do 1989. I would have thought that would be, if she's not, because she's not releasing them in order, I would have thought that you'd go 1989 first because it is
the most listened to.
It's the most listened to constantly. Like,
but licensing wise, I don't think it's the most licensed. Like, it has the most licensable songs on it. I think the most licensed songs
that's fair.
Are from Red and Fearless, because Fearless is Love Story.
Yeah.
You Belong With Me, all the stuff that's in every movie and show.
Yeah, and the same
Similar with Red.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of ballads that are in movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then, of course, 1989 has so many songs on it that I feel like advertises license.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen Welcome to New York a lot in movies.
Yeah, too.
And I also, I don't know. It's hard to say because people, they also make money from people streaming the stuff. Much. But, like, if you're thinking about how much 1989 would
how many
be
people
streamed,
listen to it,
you'd probably be thinking that she wants them to be stopping making money from them, even if it is not that much, you know? I don't know. That's my vibe anyway.
Well, she still gets money from those.
Oh, does she? That's good.
Yeah. I think it's literally about ownership.
Yeah.
And not having to get permission when she wants to perform one live and all that.
It's crazy.
So yeah, it's all a bit wild.
It is a bit wild.
Let's move on to Adele.
Okay.
So you didn't listen to the whole thing?
No. Well, I put it on shuffle. I just go shuffle.
Fuck it up.
And then I listen to some, and then I get out of the car because I don't drive anywhere these days, which is the only time pretty much that I listen to music.
I love it as an album. I think it's fantastic. I think it changes up her repertoire enough.
Yeah.
But not too drastically.
From what I've heard, it's been different.
It has probably half the songs have quite evident R&B or hip-hop vibes.
Love that.
Influences, perhaps. And she said in an interview, Adele said in an interview that Chance the Rapper and Drake's albums both influenced this album quite a lot.
Interesting.
I think, though, with Chance the Rapper, it was mostly about using voice recordings.
Yeah.
As, like, bridges and shit.
Yeah.
Which, you know, whatever. Go off.
Yeah.
But there's actually quite a few upbeat songs on this album.
Okay. I was looking for some upbeat songs the other day because I listened to Oh My God, which was quite upbeat. And I was like, I am vibing with this. This song is sick. And then I was like, give me the other upbeat ones. And I only listened to the first 30 seconds of them. And I was like...
Well, that's the thing. A lot of the songs, after the first 30, 45 seconds, turn into upbeat pop songs.
Okay.
Like, I would say Cry Your Heart Out.
Okay.
I would say Oh My God.
Yeah,
I would say
sick.
Can I Get It, which is fucking iconic. I think there's literally a line in Can I Get It that's like, can I come? Can you let me come?
Yes, Adele, queen!
let me just come. Pause and get it.
That's
so it's literally about
funny.
Sex. Because on another one of the songs, she's like, the sex was great in our relationship. I don't know why we weren't on the same vibe emotionally.
Yeah.
So this album's all about being sad and horny. She wrote this album for me.
Iconic.
I Drink Wine, I was expecting to be super upbeat.
Yeah.
And it's like up and down.
Right.
It's not consistently upbeat or anything, but it has its moments. All Night Parking is pretty upbeat because it's about sex. All night long.
Iconic.
You know?
This is giving me Ariana Grande Positions vibes.
Iconic. See, I would have said more Thank You Next vibes. Horny and sad.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess Positions was just horny.
Positions was just horny.
Yeah, you're right.
I would say, yeah, the whole middle of the album is pretty upbeat.
Cool.
And that kind of, the beginning and ends kind of, the beginning... Actually, you know what song's phenomenal? Strangers by Nature. Blew my fucking mind.
I think I've only listened to it completely once, and then I listened to the first few seconds of it, and I remember really liking it when I listened to it all the way through, and then I listened to the first few seconds and I was like, yeah, no, I'm keen for this song. I need to go back and... It's
big Once Upon a Dream, original Once Upon a Dream from Snow White vibes.
Love that.
Like old school drama.
Love that.
50s music drama. And I'm obsessed with it, and all it makes me want is Adele to do the music for the upcoming live action Snow White.
Wait, can we just talk about that for a second? Because I didn't know this was happening until I saw Gal Gadot post. Yeah.
Gal Gadot.
Goal
Gadot.
Fuck me. Post a thing on Instagram which was like art. Like
Imitates Life?
No, it was
Art Pop by Lady Gaga.
No, fuck. Shh. Let me speak. It was like her fans had drawn art of her
fan art
as exactly of her as
so
the evil queen. It
had
really
absolutely
did.
nothing to do with me guessing.
No.
Yeah, she's
That's
the evil
it.
queen, and everyone's like, if last year was an indication, we're not sure that you can sing.
Yeah, that's really fair.
Imagine.
I mean, I feel like she doesn't need to. Should they just get someone who has a vaguely similar voice to? That's what they did for Zac Efron in High School Musical.
No, they didn't.
For the first one.
No, they didn't.
They did.
No, they got Drew Seeley to sing the songs and Zac Efron to sing the songs. Sings the songs. I'm German now. Sings the songs. And then they meshed them together.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. That's what they can do for her.
Yeah, fair. Whatever. I'm actually relatively excited for the Snow White live action, as long as it goes for like 70 minutes.
That's so fair.
Because there's not a lot of story to Snow White, and the original was only like 70 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know, but
anyway, back to my original point. I think Strangers by Nature would fit so seamlessly into Snow White, the original, and I would be so pumped if she did similar songs for the live action.
That would be good.
Yeah, I think I'm correct.
Yeah.
You also think I'm correct.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have no opinion on the matter either way.
Except that I'm correct. Anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think 30 is a great album.
Yeah. From what I've heard, I agree.
I don't know if it needed to be called 30.
Yeah, I thought she was moving away from that, so I was really surprised when she announced it was going to be called 30.
Yeah, she should have called it, like, To Be Loved or something.
That's so specific.
Yeah, one of the songs is called To Be Loved.
Oh, there you go.
And it's her most personal one. She said in an interview that she's never going to sing To Be Loved live because she knows that she won't make it through.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
For her. I don't have anything to add, to be honest. I haven't listened to it enough.
Listen to it in full, in order.
No.
You fucking psycho. It's rude.
Yeah.
I feel like I've watched so much in the last couple of weeks. But also maybe nothing.
Well, we're at 45 minutes, so if you want to talk about it, you just got to list them and we're not going to discuss any of them. Red Notice.
We both watched Red Notice.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. Maddie, not so much.
Well, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I guess I was expecting something different, and so I was surprised with what we got.
Interesting.
But it was good.
I thought it was dumb.
Retrospectively. It was dumb.
And enjoyment.
I didn't think it was going to be dumb, which is why.
Oh.
Like, I thought it was going to be dumb, but like Marvel movie dumb, not dumb.
Yeah, it was dumb.
It really was.
And I loved it. It was like light and silly and actiony, and the actors all had chemistry.
They did. I will say I really wanted it to be gay. Like, I was so hoping they were going to go there with Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Johnson. And then the plot, spoiler alert, but
there's like 30 different plot twists, quote unquote plot twists.
Yeah, plot twists. The fact that, okay, again, spoiler, I'm really sorry, but I need to discuss this. The fact that Dwayne Johnson and Gal were like
in cahoots the whole time.
Yeah.
As a real couple.
As a couple, yeah. It's like, okay, they can be in cahoots, but
yeah. Why
couldn't he have fallen in love with Ryan Reynolds?
They're both probably got in their contracts no gay kisses.
That's what we were leaning for. It was, the vibe was there, and they were making all the gay jokes, and I was like,
it's true.
We're doing it. It's going to happen. I'm really going to see these two manly men kiss on screen. And then they didn't.
And maybe in Red Notice 2, there'll be a polyamory relationship.
That would be the only thing that could make up for how wrong they did us all in the first movie.
Yeah, well, let's write the sequel.
I'm in.
I'm in.
We'll set it in a porn studio.
Exactly. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Exactly.
Have you watched a lot else in the last 2 weeks? Or no?
Have I, what?
Have you watched a lot of other things in the last 2 weeks? Because you've been busy.
I finished off rewatching the Harry Potter series.
I didn't know you started.
Oh, I started rewatching the Harry Potter series and I finished that off in the past 2 weeks.
Has your favourite one of them changed?
No.
What was originally your favourite?
I really like Half-Blood Prince, but I think that's because...
Yeah, I know I love Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah, I really like it too, although I've been reading online that a lot of people did not like it, which is funny. But I think the reason, again, I haven't read the books, so that makes it easier.
I think the only reason people didn't like it is because there's a lot of fans who adore, like, Stan Snape.
Oh.
So I don't think they liked the book either.
Whack. Right. Well,
because it was like changing his character so much.
Yeah, except that it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the reason I liked it so much is because it had a much more of an interesting focus on Draco, and it had that interesting kind of like, he's doing this thing and he's taken the dark mark, but does he want to?
Yeah. Actually, Tom Felton did a fucking great job in that movie.
He did such a good job. And then when I was actually just rewatching it, I was like, oh, he wasn't in this movie as much as I thought he was, which is unfortunate. But yeah, anyway, so I watched that. And then obviously last night we watched...
We didn't even talk about that. That's
After We Fell.
Yeah, okay. So we rewatched After We Collided.
Yeah, we did.
The second in the After trilogy.
Because Chelsea had not seen it, but we also have only seen it once in cinema, so we were like, okay, let's refresh our
And
memories.
it was as great as I remember.
It was good.
It was so dumb and so great.
It was. I think, I'm not going to lie, I think my memory of it now is a bit tainted by the third one because we watched them like back to back.
Well, okay, yeah. So
now it just feels like one
second movie,
boring movie.
The second movie felt like they intentionally made it a bit more lighthearted.
Yeah.
Because they knew it was stupid. And then the third one, for some unknown reason,
reverted back
to serious first movie. It was so fucking boring.
Not only serious first movie, but they also genuinely, it felt like they thought they were saying something, and it's like, boys and girls, there's not even a semblance of a plot in this movie.
I was gonna say, how did you get that vibe? There was nothing that they said.
Yeah, exactly.
We went in. Maybe our hopes are too high. We went in expecting it to be so dumb and stupid that it was enjoyable, like the second movie. It was not. It was boring.
It was so boring.
Yeah. And it was only 90 minutes long.
It was so boring. Like, genuinely,
Nothing
10
happens.
minutes in, I was like, let's, like, speed this up a little bit.
Yeah, they introduced so many plot points that just... Not plot points, but elements that don't
plot points.
That just stop.
Yeah.
Like the waiter.
Nick said, yeah, and the dad. Nick said they all just feel like super long TV episodes, and that is 100% accurate. Like, that's so true.
Yeah.
And they're just... yeah, like the dad, okay. So at the end of the second movie...
Wait, pause.
Yeah.
For context, because of COVID, went and filmed movies 3 and 4 in fucking Bolivia or Romania or some shit where COVID restrictions weren't really a thing. And because of that, they had to recast pretty much everyone except Harden, Tessa, and Harden's mum.
Hilarious.
Like,
was the dad the
everyone
same
else.
person?
No.
Oh, he looked the same.
Oh, wait.
Tessa's dad.
I'm actually not sure. Tessa's dad might have been, which was another plot point that had no payoff.
That's what I was going to say. Tessa's dad at the end of the second movie came in and it was super dramatic.
Dad?
Yeah, and then at the beginning of the third movie, he was there living with them for 10 minutes, and then he was like, okay, I'm just going to get
And then
out
they
of
went
your
on
hair.
vacation and it was fine. Nothing.
And that was it.
Didn't revisit him until he had like a drug overdose. Like,
Yeah, well, he came into the house, and Tessa wasn't even there for that.
Yeah.
It was just Harden. He came into the house, he broke in because he was really drunk, and then Harden gave him his watch, and then the dad left. And again,
yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
Not mentioned ever again.
2 scenes.
Harden didn't bring it up with Tessa.
No.
It wasn't even a point of an argument or contention between them. It just literally
Went nowhere.
gone.
Fucking dumb.
Fucking dumb.
There was so many fucking elements to it that just made zero sense. They recast everyone, which was even more jarring. And it was like, are we meant to be following a plot between these movies? Every time a new character came on screen, from the last movie, I was like, recast! Recast! It was very fun guessing. But no, okay, so spoiler alert, end of the third movie, end of the most boring movie I've ever seen.
I was going to say, I don't think this can be a spoiler because nothing happened.
Yeah, it's quote-unquote revealed that Vance, Tessa's boss, is actually Harden Scott's father.
Yeah.
Because he walks in on his mum and...
Harden walks in on
Harden walks in on him and him. Harden walks in on his mother and Christian Vance fucking.
Yeah, the day before his mum's supposed to get married to someone else.
How iconic.
Well, the funniest thing about that scene and that sequence was Harden had a complete mental breakdown.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm so betrayed.
Yeah.
Like, what? This has nothing to do with you. It's not like the man that she's marrying is the one who, like, your mum's not being cheated on. She is the cheater. Like, what?
Yeah. And and then there's another 20 minutes. Like, it's hinted at that it's his father.
Yeah.
And then there's another 20 minutes of nothing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, this... Bless his heart. He's not a good actor, Harden Scott. But bless his heart. I mean, it's also bad writing, so maybe it's just that. But
it's not.
He's meant to have this big scene where he's sitting down with his biological father, and he's like, "It's Harden. I can't say it." And Harden's like, "What can't you say? What is it?"
That's and then such an accurate portrayal.
Over like a 2-minute period, he has this really slow realization that it's his father in like real time.
That's accurate.
But he's like, he's not exactly the smartest tool in the shed, sharpest. But it takes him a full 20 seconds at least to be like, "Oh, you're my dad."
Yeah, and the way that the scene
it's cutting
played
between,
out, was it cut between Tessa finding out.
Yes.
From Vance's fiance, who he's cheated on the night before.
Yeah.
And it's like, this was not an effective way to tell this story, because I don't want to see Tessa's reaction to the first time we hear it said out loud is the fiance saying it to Tessa. And then it's like, but I probably wanted Hardin's reaction to this first. Yeah.
Even if they did keep. Anyway.
Yeah.
Bad plot, bad structure, no plot, no structure. So
just
many times they had sex in a house.
5-minute scenes of them having sex. Yeah.
But that was the other thing, is that we realized that the second and third movies,
so many sex scenes.
probably a third of the runtime is sex scenes.
Yeah.
But and that's fine and good. But the sex scenes have no relevance. The sex has no relevance to their relationship.
Not only that, they're just really boring to watch. It's the same thing over and over and over again.
We kind of compared it to, like, in 50 Shades of Grey, the amount of sex scenes made sense because sex was such a huge part of the relationship.
Yeah, because of the whole kink
element.
Yeah.
In this, they're just having regular sex.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with...
Literally.
Anything that's going on. They just keep having sex. It's really...
Vanilla.
Really, I was going to say it inopportune times.
Yeah, in houses with their families present.
Yeah.
Like, could walk in any moment.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It was, yeah.
Just really, like...
boring.
Sex scenes for no reason and no nudity.
It very much was porn with no plot. Like that, like a fic porn with no plot. That's what it was.
It was.
Pretty much. And it's like they've tried to put the barest hint of a plot in to justify how much porn there is, but they didn't.
And this is... books and movies are different mediums.
Yeah.
Or fan fictions and movies are different mediums.
Well, fan fictions and books even are different, you know?
But, like, having so many sex scenes, so many short sex scenes just scattered throughout for no reason to the plot and no reason to the characters is like... why? In a book, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because that's what you're there for. You're reading an erotic romantic drama.
Yeah, exactly.
In a movie with no nudity, there's no eroticism to it.
No, exactly. And I think, again, because we watched the two movies back to back, it genuinely felt like there was so many sex scenes. Yeah. I think, like, when we were watching the second movie, it was like, okay, there's a few sex scenes in here, but that's kind of hot. All right, whatever. But by the time you get to the third movie, it's like... another one?
Yeah.
Really?
And also, one of them, they have sex in a hot tub. And he uses a condom.
Yeah, there's so many questions.
And so many questions. One, wouldn't she get an infection?
Definitely. It's like a thing. You're not supposed to have sex, like, in underground. So underground. Underwater.
Really? Oh, yes.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, there's the hygiene issue, but also it actually washes away... the
pH stuff,
well,
balance.
That too, but the actual, like, the natural lubricant of a woman, it washes that away, so it actually can make it more painful. Yeah. But then also the act of actually having the water pushed up your vag is really not good because that can mess with your
pH levels.
Yeah, and give you a UTI.
And also, I don't know that it's a great idea to use a condom in a
that too. I'm not really sure that
melt.
Yeah, and also he put it on underwater, and it's like, surely the condom's full of water now?
And surely it didn't suction properly.
Right, yeah.
TMI.
Anyway, there was a lot of
not
weird.
Including that, there was also a plot point where she might not be able to have children.
Yeah, that was so weird. Okay, they started about halfway through the movie, they started dropping these hints, like...
Well, they had unprotected sex without discussing it first, and then they discussed it afterwards.
Yeah, and she was like, okay, I'll go get the morning after pill, and I'm going to go on the contraceptive... pill now, and he was like, okay, cool. And then we saw them go to the chemist and get the morning after pill.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, we've really harped on this point now.
And then 45 minutes later, she goes to the gynecologist.
Yeah. And she's in like a hospital gown, and literally all we see is her.
It's just a routine check.
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to give you this prescription, but my concern is you might not need it.
Literally, I was gagged.
We were like, she's already pregnant. That's what they've been hinting at.
Well, it's so I thought, in my head, I'm like, this gynecologist is so unethical to have this patient in front of you and be like, so just to be quirky, like, I don't think you're going to be able to have kids, but like, I don't actually know that and we have to do tests.
Yeah, that did.
And it's like, you can't
happen.
say that. You say, hey, I've just seen some abnormalities. I would love to do some tests to see if, just to check everything's cool. Yeah. And then you would tell them about the maybe never having kids thing.
It's really, as someone who has been to several appointments, I'm sure you have too, but specifically relating to fertility and all that type of stuff, that's definitely not how it happens.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, sorry, you have you're going to die in 6 months. But we do have to do some tests just to check.
But let me just quickly do a biopsy to
I'm
make
just
sure
guessing.
it's actually cancer.
Yeah, I looked at WebMD and I'm like 50-50, you know?
Fuck, yeah. Well, I think it was also quite a shock because it seemed like where they were actually going with the plot was that she was pregnant, which is a classic storyline for a romance, particularly a YA one.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't. And then it turned out she might be infertile.
And I guess
a whiplash. And
the implication is that it's going to be and once she finds out, there's another half hour of the movie. She never tells Harden. She just forgets about it.
It's just gone.
There's no indication that she has mixed feelings about this.
No, not at all. There's she doesn't even cry about it.
No.
It's literally it cuts away from the doctor's office and that's mentioned. It.
How iconic.
The movie does end with "to be continued," so you have to assume that all of these plot points are going to come back in the second half. But it's like, guys, you don't watch a 1.5 hour movie just to be setting up plot points so we can watch a second movie. That's not how movies work. Yeah, they've got to be. They can be connected storylines, but there's got to be some type of plot in the first movie.
Yeah,
and there wasn't.
So yeah, it was a shit movie.
It was shit.
And the next one's directed by the same person, so I can't imagine it's going to be any more entertaining. So yeah, there's a fourth one called After Ever Happy.
I forgot that's what it was called.
So fucking stupid. After Ever Happy. And then they're developing a fifth movie, which is a prequel about child Harden Scott. No one's going to watch that.
No one's going to watch that. Particularly because the entire point of it is he's got this trauma, which is that he walked in on his mum being
assaulted.
And that's super traumatic. Totally. But the way that the movie has consistently framed it is that it's like, oh my God, a woman went through a really traumatic event. And that's, tortured the man. It's like, that's not, let's move on from that.
Anyway, let's stop talking about it.
It's true. Okay. I think we actually have to wrap up.
We do. I mean, everything else I wanted to talk about was just stuff that I've watched, really.
Anything interesting?
I started the Wheel of Time, the new Fantasy Prime series.
Oh, yeah.
Quite good. Very entertaining, very fast-paced.
Love that. Love a fast-paced.
I've rewatched this Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy in preparation for No Way Home.
Definitely they're going to be in it. After this last trailer.
Yes, obviously.
They're definitely going to be in it.
In the most recent trailer, there's a shot at the end of it, in the Brazilian version or whatever, where the lizard's punched by something invisible.
Iconic.
And it's like, well, clearly they edited it out.
Yeah.
One of the Spider-Man. What? Also, all the leaks all match up, and yes, so they're definitely in it. Go rewatch the Toby and Andrew movies. I actually
did rewatch the Andrew, the first one. I couldn't find the second one. I watched that maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago with Kenzie. It was really good.
I really enjoyed the Andrew
I really liked him too.
The second one's definitely not as good, but I think the ending I really like.
Where do you watch the second one? Yeah, that was fucked up.
That's really sad, but I like what it means for the character.
Yeah, I totally agree. I really liked how they had that whole... I feel like it was a really accurate representation of what happens afterwards when he went through quite a depressive episode for several months, and then he was kind of spurred back into action. Spurmed.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
Yeah,
different, very different, particularly for
a superhero movie. The T is. You know, at the end of the most recent No Way Home trailer when MJ's falling?
Yeah, that's supposed to be Andrew.
It's supposed to be Andrew saving her.
Right.
And it's like redemption, because earlier in the film, Andrew tells Tom, this life isn't the best. I lost the love of my life because I couldn't save her.
Sad.
So just be careful. And apparently, MJ and Ned both die. Oh, not MJ. Aunt May and Ned are both meant to die.
No.
Yeah. It's the rumor.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to emotionally prepare myself for this. But I thought it was just going to be,
the
fun.
same as the first two, where it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is meant to set up. Because in the comics, I guess, Spider-Man's... A majority of the Spider-Man narrative is him grappling with his great powers, have great responsibility, feeling the pressure to be a hero, and dealing with the sacrifices that entails.
Yeah, because he's also one of the youngest, right?
Yeah, and in the comics, a lot of it is he's driven by the fact that so many of his loved ones were killed by these things and were killed because they're close relation to him being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I guess because we never had, like, Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
In these ones.
No, we didn't. That was just all backstory that we didn't get told, but we all obviously know is the case.
Yeah, and apparently, because there was no Uncle Ben, they're going to kill off Ned and Aunt May for him to have that...
oh, God.
Because you know how superheroes need to have that intense trauma to be able to be...
But he's already had the intense trauma because he doesn't have his parents and...
Lost Tony.
And he lost Tony and he lost Ben, even if we didn't see 3 of those 4.
Yeah, so... That's meant to be for us, seeing him become the hardened superhero. That'll be the college trilogy. So, because in most comics, he's in college.
Is there supposed to be another 3 movies of Spider-Man?
There's gonna be, yeah.
Whack.
He's quote unquote not signed on, but
he's obviously going to do it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
He signed on for like, I think a Venom movie or something.
What?
Or Venom's gonna be in the next trilogy. I mean, Thor's getting a new trilogy, basically. You know?
I'm so over it.
This is fair. I'm intrigued by a lot of the Disney Plus shows coming out.
Yeah, I agree. I want to quickly just say, it really... Because Spider-Man, the second movie, was the first one directly after Endgame. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of the movies that we've seen so far post-Endgame have all been like filler, if that makes sense. Like I don't know what the main plot for this next part of the MCU is supposed to be. Because every time one comes out, everyone's like, oh my God, this really sets up the next phase. And it's like,
yeah.
No, I don't think so. There's absolutely no through line here. And so it was a really big shock to me to realize that this was the second Spider-Man movie post Endgame. It's like, wow, we're not still set. We're actually supposed to be in this.
Well, this was moved forward.
That's right.
COVID pushed back Doctor Strange 2 and stuff and Thor 3.
Yeah, that's right.
It was meant to be after them, but it got pulled forward. But
which is interesting.
It is interesting. But I think this phase 4, is the multiverse phase.
Right. That actually makes sense, I guess.
So it'll be about the multiverse, and then I think
whenever it'll
mostly be wrapped up in Ant-Man 3.
When does that come out?
2023.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that Ant-Man 3 is meant to wrap up the multiverse story because Kang the Conqueror is one of the main characters in it.
Right.
From Loki.
Right.
The guy who controlled the timelines.
Oh, okay.
His evil variant.
Right.
Is the big bad of this phase.
Okay.
And he's the main character in Ant-Man 3.
I see.
But I guess what introduced it? Loki introduced the multiverse.
The timelines. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then what movie's been since? Eternals, Shang-Chi. Yeah,
Black Widow.
Loki introduced the multiverse, and then Spider-Man's meant to break it even more.
Yeah.
By bringing in all that shit. And then Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is meant to completely let it loose.
Right.
And then I believe Ant-Man 3 is meant to... Whatever team-up movie, I guess it is after that, maybe.
What do you think...
I don't.
...is supposed to be the end here of Marvel in general? I mean, like...
I think their goal is to not have an end.
That's fucked up.
I think in 20 years' time it's going to be an entirely different set of actors.
Yeah.
In an event, like a completely different set of stories. I think it'll probably eventually, there'll be some cataclysmic multiversal event that resets the timeline so that they can redo all the original Avenger movies and stuff in like 60 years, 50 years, whatever, you know?
That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't think they plan on ending.
I don't like that.
I'm excited to see what the next version of the Avengers looks like. Whether or not it's at all entertaining or not, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I am keen to see who's in it, who runs it, all that shit.
I guess. Like in a vague kind of way, I agree. But, ew, you know, like wrap it up. You don't see TV shows don't just go on indefinitely. They have to end. Unless like Grey's Anatomy, that goes on indefinitely.
That's true. Yeah, honestly, most of my intrigue for this phase is purely, like you said, it's about, well, what is going to happen post-Endgame.
Yeah.
Like,
we still don't know.
I guess I have a feeling that a lot of my interest in this stuff is going to wean off once the next team-up movie comes about. Because I think I want to know if the Avengers are still a thing.
Yeah, well, I think the one thing that they have done really well is that they introduce the new set of characters in the movies of the old characters. Mm-hmm. So by the time the old characters are gone, you're invested in the new set of characters and you're like, okay, I guess I'll go see their solo movies or their new set of Avengers because I already know these. Like, if they just, like, killed all of the Avengers off in one movie and then the next movie was like, these are the new people, no one would go see it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they killed 3.
You know what I mean, though?
I do know what you mean.
Like, because we've already...
And then they introduced new actors and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, when they've killed off 3 of the Avengers, except we already know 60 other characters and they're kind of continuing on this phase and are going to be replaced, like, slowly, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So, yeah. It's like smart, but also damn you, I just don't want to keep watching.
Fair. Cute, fresh, fun. Let's
we'll wrap up. Yeah.
Are you gonna watch Doctor Who?
Probably.
Because I've finished season 1 in a week, which for me, 13-hour episodes is pretty big. And I've seen it before.
One episode is 13 hours, is it?
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched it in probably 10 years almost. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really fun. If you just look past the bad CGI and the storytelling's really fantastic.
You said that, I think it was a few weeks ago that you said that you had started to rewatch it. Mm. Yeah, I should. You're right. I know I should.
Anyway. You got your what the fuck of the week, because I got mine. Okay, well, my what the fuck of the week this week is Scott Morrison saying he's never lied in public.
Iconic! That's so fucking funny.
Literally every politician ever's like, you sure?
Lol.
You want to fact check that? Because I think that was a lie. The absolute audacity, the absolute buffoonery, foolery, and fuckery.
Truly. Honestly, Scott Morrison, did you see that clip of him? I think it was in Glasgow at the climate summit. And he accidentally... He said, oh, fuck, what did he say? He said something like, it's so nice to see that all of the countries in the world are uniting against climate change. It was like, excuse me? Right?
He pissed off so many fucking countries at that fucking really Glasgow summit.
He did. Man. But the fact that he was like, it's just not in the Australian way to move away from coal. It's like, what are you talking about?
Literally.
You're just making shit up. Not only does coal not have anything to do with the Australian way, because let's be real, that's a new thing.
Yeah, the Australian way is a new thing.
Coal, I meant.
I was going to say also their concept of the Australian way, because the real Australian way is First Nations peoples and their culture.
Yeah, exactly. There's that. And then there's also the layer of it's like, no, there's a pretty significant percentage of the population who
doesn't want coal.
That, wants to move away from mining and stuff. So, like.
Half the population.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think you have a very good concept of the Australian way. And like, who even. And
apparently we're moving into the nuclear age. Nuclear age.
I think we should have moved away from that 30 fucking years ago.
Well, now it's like apparently we're getting multiple nuclear plants along with France and America.
What the fuck?
And apparently they're even safer than a lot of other energy sources.
Oh, of course.
But it still stresses me out because I think, well, as soon as there's an earthquake, we're all going to die from radiation.
It's really, I think there are just
Although I'm even more against nuclear submarines because they leak. They get dinged and leak a little. That entire portion of the ocean is fucked up for 20 years?
I think it's longer than that.
Whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just all around. I'm sorry, I'm clinging onto yours now. I'm getting really...
That's okay. Can you what the fuck of the week be nuclear?
Yeah, sure. I think it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know why are they trying to sell this story? It's like there's... Hydrogen, firstly, hydrogen power, way safer. Hydrogen is unlimited. Let's get into that. Secondly, oh my God. Okay, wait, did you see, there was maybe, I don't know who said it. I think it might have been an American politician, but I don't know if that's true. Someone was talking about solar panels and they were like, that's not an effective way to create energy because what happens on a rainy day? And it's like,
it's not how it works.
Yeah, do you not know what batteries do?
Yeah.
It's really fucked up.
Idiots.
Yeah, idiots. It's like, and there's so much of Australian, there's so much land. If they're going to use all this land for mining, they might as well just put fucking solar panels down and we'll be right. Like, what?
And one of the big arguments against solar panels is the maintenance is insane.
Oh my God, of course.
Because they have to be constantly cleaned off the panels and stuff. But, like, couldn't those jobs go to a lot of the coal people and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's not, like, there's fucking so many
inconsistencies
and avenues of working it out, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's like they say that as if there's no maintenance that goes into mining. It's like,
right.
Bro, there's like, you don't want your mine to collapse. So there's a lot of maintenance that goes into that. Oh, God. It's just all of them just trying to sell us all a story that so many people believe because they don't know any better. Anyway, okay, that's it. This is like the 7th time in a row that we've gotten on to a rant about climate change and our what the fuck of the week.
well, it's our fucking future.
Truth.
If I hear one more person
Fuckers.
from the boomer generation or whatever saying they don't care about climate change or whatever, and I say, but what about your children? What about the grandchildren? Don't you want them to have a healthy future where they can breathe air and not die of heat?
Yeah.
Or climate change or fucking cyclones in the middle of a place where there's not meant to be cyclones.
Oh my God, we've had so many cyclones here. Can we just talk about that for a second? There was one at the Brisbane airport a couple of weeks ago.
That was a tornado.
Yeah, that's right. Tornadoes. Yeah.
How fucking scary.
Terrifying, truly.
Yeah, and it's like, don't you care about your children's generations and shit? Yeah. And they're like, I mean, no.
Basically, that's basically what they say.
They think we're just being hyperbolic, and I'm like...
We're not.
It's literally like, it's just so frustrating.
It's so frustrating.
Again, it goes back to fucking elder dynamics, and they're never going to believe us anyway because we're young.
Oh, God. It's so... I was actually reading this thing the other day, which is going to kind of bring in a new topic here, but it was about... it was a tweet, and it was like... It's so interesting when they talk about... there's actually so many topics in this one tweet. It was like, it's so interesting when people say to young women, you need to take more responsibility for what you wear and how you have sex, because if you get pregnant or get raped, that's your own fault. And they so they're expecting young girls to have that level of responsibility over themselves, blah, blah, blah. Right. And then they're like, but whenever girls, young people in general, do take on the responsibility of being like, okay, well, what about climate change? What about blah, blah, blah? No one listens to them because they're like, you're just a teenager. It's like, what?
Look at Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, exactly. Like, again, that was a very, there's a lot of topics in that tweet.
Yes. No, but I completely get what you mean.
Yeah.
They're counterintuitive.
Yeah, exactly.
That entire generation specifically, the boomers, I would say, are very counterintuitive.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Take responsibility for what you wear and this stuff, it's your fault anyway.
Yeah, act like an adult.
But also don't have an opinion on anything else.
Yeah, because you're not an adult.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Oof. Yeah, what? Literally.
Anyway, everyone just...
Stop
research who you're going to vote for.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Whenever there's an election, just do... It's hard to fucking say do research these days because it's like, is this person going to go on a wormhole down fucking...
Yeah, YouTube, Facebook mums.
Conspiracy theory, right-wing bullshit that doesn't, like, whatever.
Also, if I could just add in here, please have a basic understanding of the way that the Australian voting system works, because it's different to the way the American system works. If you vote for the Democrats in America... like that's what your vote goes to, and that's no matter who wins. But in Australia it's different. If you vote for Greens, number one, and Liberal looks like they're winning, your Greens votes will then go to your second option, which is likely to be Labor.
Yeah.
Which could mean that Labor wins, even if they don't. Yeah. So just saying, you can vote Greens, number one, and that doesn't mean the Liberals are going to get in because you've wasted your vote, because you haven't wasted your vote. It's not the way it works.
And please don't just put your number one choice as Greens and then do random for the rest.
Yeah, they throw those votes out.
No, number one is Greens, and then just put whatever in the next
okay,
ones.
yeah, that too.
Just like vote randomly for the rest.
thought you meant I thought you were going to say you don't
put it in. Yeah.
Don't put anything in. Yeah, they throw those out.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's it. Okay. That was a really intense 10 minutes.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay.
Where can people find you?
Oh, fuck. I was going to say bye. Just going to end the recording. Lady Alice 101, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
No. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Yeah, that's it.
Is it?
And then Harness Creation.
Yeah, Harness Creation, Instagram, TikTok. That's what it was. Yeah, Instagram, TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok.
I guess there is a YouTube.
Facebook.
Oh, there's a Facebook.
Book a session here.
Oh, yeah.
At Harness Creation, and also Prop HQ now.
Yes.
Instagram.
Yeah, oh my God, that goes off.
Just see some cute photos taken at Harness Creation.
That's true. That's accurate. Oh my God, wow, everything's just all coming together. Nicholas?
If you want to follow the pod, you can at WTFAH podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Again, I haven't posted in 2 weeks, but I'll get back on that.
It is what it is.
And
we
YouTube.
Speak about on here about how your Instagram posts were liked by housewives and then also by the evil lady.
The evil lady.
Wow.
Christine Lakey.
I have to watch that too. Sorry
it's all
to
out.
interrupt.
And all of the Dan Brown, The Lost Symbol is out now as of Friday.
Keen.
So you can binge watch both.
Love that. Fucking perfect. So I'm going to do this week. I'm going away. I'm going away. So
are you?
Yeah, for a couple of days. I'll tell you about it afterwards.
Anyway, and if you want to follow me on Twitter or TikTok, NIC_sushi. As usual, all the links are down below. What we talked about is down below. We didn't really get through a crazy amount today, but that's how we like it.
Yeah, well, we
like
talked
to go
a lot
in
about
depth.
Taylor Swift, so
we did. I'll link to the short film and stuff anyway, and the Saturday Night Live performance. Oh my God.
Love that.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you
for listening
to What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast.